And what they're going to do for the rest of the show, they're going to continue to go on and talk about, who would they bench. Before we close out, because we're running up on the end of the time, Coach, out of those players on the list, you got Kobe, you got Mike, you got Kevin Durant, you got LeBron James, you got Shaq, you got Tim Duncan. Who goes to the bench on your list?
It's Mike Shockey. It's Mike Shockey.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Let's go.
Even though I killed the ghost, there's still room to debate. And every sport is on the clock, who being laid with the grade. If you hungry for the smoke, then come and get you a plate. We just evaluate the game and we don't deal with the hate. Come tune into the show, cause we about to get into it.
Every sport has a goal.
But now it's time to prove it. Barbershop vibe saying what other shows couldn't. With a buyer Coach Scott, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. This ain't for the faint of heart. Tiger, Jordan, Messi or Babe Ruth, Brady, Serena, and Ali catch phase 2. Get your facts ready and no Wikipedia, cause ain't no off season here on Go Debate Media.
Go Debate Media. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of GOAT Debate Media. You see who it is. It's your guy, Coach J.O., and Coach Scott's not with us today, so we're going to talk about LeBron freely. I'm joking. So when he sees this, he don't get mad at me. But anyway, I'm joking. We do have a good show for you. We want to jump into this Kevin Durant statement that seems to caught fire, Coach J.O., and it's all around social media. And this is not the first time these memes have gone around. Cut 1, bench 2, whatever, right? But this time it involves Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, LeBron James. Did I miss anybody? Shaq.
Kobe Bryant. You said Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant. I thought I said Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant, right? And the statement was made, all right, who do you bench? And from that point, Kevin Durant felt the need to respond and say, listen, none of them can guard me anyway. So really, who cares? None of them guys on my level. And so my question to you, Coach J.O., before we get to this video and react to what the facility had to say about it, what are your thoughts on Kevin Durant saying Shaq, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Tim Duncan, none of them could guard him? Do you agree or do you disagree?
Well, let me preface my comments the same way I have to do with LeBron James. Okay. KD, I'm a KD guy. Okay. I am a KD guy. KD, I support you. I'm one of the ones on the internet who actually supports you. Do I agree with everything you do and say? No, I don't. But I support you. You're one of my favorite players in the NBA.
Coach J.O., I want to support KD. If you ever come across this video, he does support you. He was supporting you when you was down 3-0 in the Phoenix series when you got swept. This is the only guy I think in America said you guys are going to come back and win that series. And even when you lost 4-0, he still thought you were going to win. But that guy had a lot of faith in you. But go ahead, Coach J.O. You remember that, right? You remember you called the Suns, right? You remember that, right? You remember
talking about old stuff. All right.
Oh, okay.
Talking about old
All
stuff.
right,
It's 2025.
Okay,
Let's deal with this. Okay. Cool.
You're right.
Now, KD, cool. I support you. Now, but I'm going to tell the truth. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Shaq, Tim Duncan. How many people would say that your career is better than those guys' career? How many? Maybe Shaq. Maybe. But let's just be real, KD. We're just talking about career-wise. We've watched everyone's career. We watched Shaq's career. We watched MJ's career. Watched LeBron's career. We watched Kobe's career. And we watched your career. Or we're still watching your career. Didn't even make the play-in game this year. Didn't make the play-in game.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
okay. Bad. Let's just be real. You've been out of the first round of the playoffs twice since you left Golden State? 2 times? Come on, KD.
Well, let me ask you this, Coach J.O. Are they talking career or are they talking best player, athleticism, who can actually guard who, or are we talking both? Because I thought they were talking about the best player. Who's the best player out of that, group, and who's at the bottom of the totem pole, and we bench that player who is not the best, which is hard. It's a difficult decision because they're all of them all-time greats.
I think we're talking about a little of both because at the end of the day, we saw LeBron James led teams, Kobe led teams, Shaq led teams, Tim Duncan led teams, Michael Jordan led teams. There's not many people who's going to pick a Kevin Durant-led team over a LeBron's, Kobe's, Tim Duncan's, and Jordan teams. Now, to KD's defense, he did beat a Kobe-led team in 2012, beat a Tim Duncan-led team in 2012. Did do that. But again, that was a way past his prime Tim Duncan, okay? That was a still at the end of his career Kobe. Not taking anything away from you, KD. You did that. Your teams won, okay? I can't call you the leader of the Golden State Warriors. I can't say that because you said it, KD. When you got the Golden State, you don't want to be a leader. You're not worried about that. So I'm not going to call you the leader of that team. I'm not going to do it because you wasn't. You even said it. So again, a Kevin Durant-led team versus those guys-led teams, I'm sorry. There's not too many people picking a Kevin Durant-led team.
Wait, did you say Kevin Durant beat Tim Duncan in 2012?
2012, yeah.
But didn't that same old Tim Duncan beat prime LeBron James, D Wade, and Chris Bosh?
That's why I'm giving KD some credit. That's why I'm giving him some credit. You get what I'm saying? Because that Spurs team was still good.
Yeah,
it was still a good team. Right, and that Lakers team was still a good team that they beat. So I'm not necessarily trying to take everything well, but at everybody's peak, at their peak, I don't think anyone's taking Kevin Durant. I'm sorry.
Well, Kevin Durant's taking Kevin Durant. As he stated, hey, let's check out this react. We're going to react to this video by the facility. We're going to get their statements. And guys, drop down in the comment section your thoughts about this as well.
And it was Kobe Bryant, it was Tim Duncan, it was Shaquille O'Neal, it was LeBron James, and somebody said, who comes off the bench? That's an illustrious list. That's a phenomenal question. KD said, I'll see your question with a statement. None of them can guard me. How about that? Didn't necessarily.
So here's my point. It didn't say who had the better career. It just said who comes off the bench. So what are we talking about? How are we defining or figuring out who's coming off the bench? Based off athleticism or based off career?
See, and I'm basing it off of, because I've seen these lists before, like who come off the bench. And I think it just literally means like who's the better player or the better career per se. To me, both of those are kind of synonymous to me. Like better player, better career. It's kind of like the same in terms of these players right here, because these are all-time greats. Yeah. You understand? So better player, the better career, it's the same thing amongst these players.
I would slightly disagree because I would say LeBron James probably had the better career out of all the players because, of course, what he did to make his career better, team, superstar, whatever. But he does, I would say, have a better career or a more storyline career from the time of high school all the way until he's become, who he is today. But is he a better player than Kobe Bryant? No. God, no. Is he a better player than Michael Jordan? Do we even have to ask that question? So I kind of separate the two, careers and players. So I would have to say, depending on what they're talking about, is how I would say who would come off the bench. But let me go ahead. Yeah.
No. I was gonna say this. No. Go ahead and start because I'm gonna say it. Go ahead.
All right, come. Let's check it out. I'm curious to see what you guys say about what they said.
They say who comes off the bench, but he did say none of them can guard him. James Jones, you agree with KD's response?
I see no lies. None of them could guard me. How about that? I see no lies. Come on, man. KD is like that. And argue with your mama, but somebody got to come off. Somebody got to come off the bench, and it ain't KD. KD is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen play the game of basketball. A 7-footer that could dribble, a 7-footer that could shoot the three, a 7-footer that could shoot the mid-range, a 7-footer that could take you off the dribble.
But Coach J.O., the only thing I have to say about KD is I would say he's not a 7-footer that can actually lead. Am I wrong by that?
No, you're not. You're not wrong. I mean, and KD might disagree, but even he said it. He doesn't want to be a leader. Like he said it. So when people come at him for the leadership aspect of the game and they criticize him, brother, you're the one who said you don't want to be a leader. You don't consider yourself a leader. You said it. So all those leadership points are fair.
Yeah. All right.
One of them dudes coming off the bench and it ain't KD. And he's right. Mike can't deal with him. And they might be able to stop him every now and then, but deal with KD. a whole game. Bron ain't dealing with him. Kobe ain't dealing with him. He has too much in his bag offensively to deal with KD. I 100% agree with KD. And if it was up to me.
Stop it right now. All right. He said Kobe can't deal with him. Michael Jordan can't deal with him. All right. For argument purposes, for the video purposes, let's just say that's true. Okay. But we're going to go back to 2016 Western Conference Finals, 7-game series. It's a historic series that we all know about. The Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors and lost that series. KD in that series were guarded by who? Harrison Barnes and Andre Iguodala. Those are his primary matchups. Would you say Harrison Barnes and Andre Iguodala are better defenders than Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan? Would you say that?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. In that series, Kevin Durant, 30 points per game on 42% shooting and 29% from the field. 29%. 40% from 42 from the field, 29 from three. To me, that's guarding him. For KD standards, that's not great. To lose a 7-game series when you was up 3-1 and you shoot 42% from the field, 29 from three, while being guarded by Harrison Barnes. If Harrison Barnes could do it, what do you think Kobe or Michael Jordan would have done? I'm talking about in their prime defensive peak.
So we're talking about, so the question is being targeted, at least by you, at their peak, who would come off the bench? At their very, okay.
At their peak. Okay. Now, not only that, 2022, playoffs. First round of the playoffs. KD, Nets versus the Boston Celtics. They got swept 4-0. Who was your primary defenders on during that time? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Would you say that they're better defenders than a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant? No. He averaged 26 points a game on 39% shooting from the field, 33% from three. To me, you're guarded. You're guarded.
So what would you say to somebody who says, if I average 30 or if I average 26 in a game or the series, how did you guard me? I still put up the numbers.
Well, that's KD. KD's going to shoot. They're going to shoot the ball. He's shooting the ball 20, 25 times a game. Of course, you got to make some. You got to make some. But for your team to not win a game and you shoot 39% from the field, that says a lot. Somebody had to be doing some guarding.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I would probably say, hey, this might not sound right to some, but me guarding you could be me allowing you to do your thing and just shutting down the rest of the team because you're not leading the team. You're just dropping in a few buckets here and there. You're not getting everybody else involved, right? So, hey, you can have your buckets. Yeah, you got 26, but you got swept. Yeah, you scored 30, but you didn't win that series. And then, Coach JL, you know about, out of all people, with the Phoenix series, I think you called it, right? You called that one 4-zip, didn't you? Did you call that? You called that series 4-zip? Yeah.
Talking about old stuff. It's 2025.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question, man. Okay. Hey, all right. We'll move forward.
2025.
All right. Keep going.
Because I know how humble Tim Duncan is. Because I remember they asked Tim Duncan, hey, man, they asked him a similar question. Kobe, Mike, Bron, you, who you benching? He said, myself. So with him being humble, I'm going to say, hey, man, Tim Duncan come off the bench.
I 83.3% agree with KD.
Before he says what he says, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm pretty sure somebody going to say, I don't know basketball. You're not smart. Comments are comments, right? But if I don't start Mike and Kobe in the same game. They're not playing at the same time. All right. Because the reason I say that, and we had this conversation before, just because, let's say you take your top 5 players of all time, right? Ever, top 5 greatest players of all time. Just because they're the top 5 greatest of all time doesn't mean they play great together. What type of chemistry will they have with each other? I don't think Mike and Kobe will have that type of chemistry. I think they may be boxing instead of playing basketball because they want the ball. It may be a fight instead of, a fluid, seamless game of basketball. And I could be wrong about that. But what I see is they're the exact same player. Okay, one is slightly better than the other, but they're the exact same player with the exact same bag. One of them may be, I guess I would say Mike is more athletic, but Kobe had. Some people say he was a little more polished. I don't know if I quite agree with that, but they're the exact same player. So if you got the exact same player who needs the ball and they down in the post, they're both going to be down in the post, both calling for the ball, both wanting to be the primary scorer. I don't think that works out well together. So I wouldn't start those two at the same time. Not because their careers are less than any of the other careers on there, but I just don't think they would play well together. And I could be wrong about that. And I know I'm going to see 1,000 comments saying, yeah, you are wrong about that. But whatever. You know, my logic behind it, and you can tell me if my logic isn't logicking, Coach J.O., my logic behind it is I just stand on this. I don't think just because you're an all-time great mean you will be great together with other all-time greats. Some players play great together and some players don't. Everybody can't be the superstar on the team. Somebody has to take the back seat. You know what I mean? And I will be trying to figure out who would take that back seat, Mike or Kobe.
I don't think neither would have to take a back seat, but I'm not disagreeing with your point. Well, I do disagree that about not playing them together. I'm going to play them together regardless. Now, the thing about it is neither one of them played with a high volume scorer during their career. So we really don't know because neither one of them played with a Wade or a Kyrie or a Luka, you know what I'm saying, or that type of player. They never played with another perimeter player.
But wait, Coach J.O., so we're going off careers and what we do know. So what we do know is they were primary scorers. They're like, I mean, all of these guys were primary scorers, but these were like top of the line, shoot the most, primary scorers. I need the ball in my hands, get me the ball type guys.
Right. But haven't you said this before? What year was that? Was that 88 season or the 89 season? Or it maybe was the 90 season when Michael Jordan played point guard. That was 90, right?
No, that was actually 89.
89. Okay.
I may be wrong. I got to look it up. I believe 89, 88, somewhere in that area. Yeah.
And didn't he have like 3 or 4 triple doubles in a row, something like that? Oh no, I'm sorry. It was like a 12 game span where he averaged a triple double.
Like 10 out of 11 games. You're right about that. That's a great point. Great point.
So he has shown that he can do that. The same with Kobe Bryant in the 2013 season. He went a span, maybe 8 or 9 games where he was averaging double-digit assists or whatever. Kobe Bryant is the leader among shooting guards in assists. It's not like they can't pass. It's not like they can't do it. So, hey, both of them together, you're going to have to stop that. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to stop. You're going to stop.
With that point being made, I would reconsider. I would, because I didn't think about that. Yeah, because Mike did average like a triple-double. Like 10 out of 11 games, he's like averaging over 10 assists or 10 assists on the head. He's averaging. I know LeBron is more of a facilitator. He's not a scorer. Okay, yeah, he's the all-time leading scorer, but he's played like 2,000 years. So, I mean, longevity stat. But in his heart of hearts, he's not a dominant scorer. You know, Mike and Kobe are dominant scorers. They're killers, right? And LeBron is a facilitator. You know, you can get Shaq down low on the block, Tim Duncan. You know, they can make their game work. Thinking about what you said about, you know, Mike in the average in that triple double and Kobe having to spin, I think I would probably put more faith in Mike passing the ball, I guess, then thinking about it, than I would Kobe. I'm just being honest with you. But I would reconsider that's a fair point that you made. I would have to definitely reconsider that. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's see what else they said.
Because 5 out of them 6 can't guard him. LeBron in LeBron's heyday could guard KD. I think only, but to your point, hold him to 27 points.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? What's guard really mean? Shaq obviously can't guard him. Kobe too short to guard him. Tim Duncan too slow to guard him. Jordan too short to guard him. But LeBron has the stature, has the athleticism. But I would say this, correct me if I'm wrong, I only think 3 individuals since the turn of the century can guard KD. Kevin Garnett, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think LeBron from like 2007 to 2016. If LeBron isn't tasked with putting up 40 points offensively, if LeBron got to do that.
What's guard? Like,
correct.
What's guard? 20?
Make it tough.
Make it tough on him.
Okay.
Make it tough on him. And make him shoot under 40% from the field and make him score 27 points or less. Like, that's what guarding is to me. I think LeBron...
Can you stop right there, please? Can you stop? Okay. I literally just read off what happened in 2022, I'm sorry, when the Brooklyn Nets faced the Boston Celtics. Right. Kevin Durant was held to under 27 points, like he said. Now, I'm not saying that that's a prerequisite for being guarded. This is what they said. 27 points and
true.
he said under what, 43% shoot? Is that what he said? Something like that?
40s, 43. I didn't quite catch it.
He shot 39% from the field and 33% from the field. Now, he said LeBron James is the one that can guard him. Kobe's too little. Michael Jordan's too little. Okay. But how ironic that Kevin Durant, 3 of his all-time best playoff series came on LeBron James' watch. 2012 NBA Finals. They did lose. The Thunder did lose in 5 games. Kevin Durant, 31-6 on 55% shooting, 39% from the three-point line. 55% shooting from the field, 39 from the three-point line. 2017 NBA Finals. Okay. Kevin Durant, 35-8-4. 56, 47, 93. 56% from the field, 47 from 3, 93 from the free throw line on LeBron James' watch. Golden State won in 5 games. Kevin Durant, the MVP. 2017, 2018, 29, 11, and 8 on 53, 41, 96 from the free throw line.
True.
This on LeBron James' watch, the guy that they said can guard KD. But Jordan and Kobe can't.
Well, and he may be able to push back. If he was to hear your statement, he may be able to push back and say every year you just named was not the year that he referred to. He did say like 2007, 2000, like the early LeBron is what he said. I think that's the only LeBron phase that he felt like could actually guard Kobe, because not Kobe, but Kevin Durant. So he did say the 2007, but 2012 is not too far off from 2007. So I agree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's
if
probably,
I'm not mistaken,
he would probably use that as a pushback. He could use that as a pushback.
If I'm not mistaken, LeBron James didn't become like an all NBA, an all defensive player until what year? 2010, maybe 11. If I'm not mistaken.
I hear you. Only thing I'm saying is because he said 2007 and he referred to a very specific time period in LeBron's career. And if you use statistics from a time period outside of that time that he's suggesting, then he can always say, well, I agree with you. And I never disagree with that. I said 2007. But to your point, LeBron wasn't not a great defender, but he wasn't considered a great or top-notch defender in 2007. But based on his opinion, he's simply saying in 2007, I think that athletic LeBron could have guarded KD better than any other time.
Defender during his Heat, like that was his peak defensive prowess, was with the Heat. Oh, his peak defensive prowess.
I'm only saying what he said. I'm only saying he said the year. I'm just going off what he said. He said 2007. And again, I agree with you. I'm with you here. We here, right? We here. But he said 2007. That could be his pushback, is what I'm saying.
I got you.
Leaving leaving himself a way out, I guess I'm saying.
Heyday, not having to do much offensively, the only person on the list who probably could have. You agree?
This is why KD is special, man. Like, how many players of his stature are going to say what he said and put this out for the world to see? None of them can guard me. How about that? He ain't lying.
Has Kobe or Jordan never said anything like that? Like, of course, the question wasn't floating around the internet at the time, you know. But if it was, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I get it. Just like when Anthony Edwards said that he would cook. No, it was first before Anthony Edwards. It was Ja Morant said he would cook Michael Jordan, right? And then, the world goes crazy. Oh, he's crazy. But my thing is, why is he crazy? I like that he said that. Jordan's the GOAT, the greatest player, both sides of the ball we've ever seen. And Ja Morant said he would cook him. Do I believe Ja Morant? Of course not. I don't believe Ja Morant. But what would NBA be if you watched a bunch of players who felt like they couldn't compete? He's supposed to think that I could be able to cook Michael Jordan. Yeah, put him on the court. It's like a boxer getting in the ring saying, nah, I can't beat Mike Tyson. Well, you've already lost, right? And who wants to watch that fight? So when he said that, and when Anthony Edwards says, when they say the things that they say, and like Kevin Durant now, he's supposed to. if he's supposed to think, you can't guard me, and if I think, yeah, this guy can guard me, man, you've already lost. So I agree with it. I just think, people take it way out of proportion, and just, I actually think he's supposed to think that way. To support
what you said, I don't know whether you remember the stories that Phil Jackson used to say, but basically, early in Kobe's career, he used to bring Mike in to come talk to Kobe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He used to bring him. And the first thing Kobe, well, he used to tell Phil this too, but the first thing Kobe said when he came to talk to him was, hey, I whoop your ass one-on-one.
Exactly.
Now, Kobe didn't say that publicly. He didn't go out and say what he'll do to Jordan publicly, but that's how he felt. So there's nothing wrong with that per se.
It's competitive, being competitive. It's competition. I'm supposed to think I could beat you one-on-one. All right. So, and if I don't think that, why am I playing the game? Honestly.
Fine. But this dude's one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen. They're not replying to this list. They wouldn't reply to it. The fact that he did that and we can have this discussion just makes it so cool. But what people got to understand, when you are an athlete, if you don't think like this,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You in trouble.
That's fair. But let me ask you this. Is KD the one that's responding to it? Because not that a hit dog hollers in the sense that if you get hit by something, you'll respond, but Kobe don't got to respond. Yeah. Kobe got 4 chips. Kobe's a top 10 player of all time. Kobe. Shaq doesn't have to respond. Shaq has 4 chips. Shaq's a top 10 player of all time. Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant, he wouldn't have responded. His resume speaks for itself. LeBron James is a top 2 player of all time. He ain't got to respond. Jordan is Jordan.
So, Coach Ayo, he said he's a top 2 player. You disagree with that, or do you agree?
See, this is what I don't like. You see how fast he was talking? LeBron James, top 2 player ever. Like, he just said this thing as if, but this is what I mean. Let me stop that. This is what I mean about the social engineering that these guys have done. Right. The LeBron James minions, the LeBron James coalition group. Okay. They say things as if it's just the truth. LeBron James, top 2 player. LeBron James, the best player in the world. LeBron, they just say it, and everybody just supposed to take LeBron James, the best scorer ever. LeBron James this, LeBron James that. You have LeBron James on your team. He's gonna lift a team to the finals. LeBron James, you got LeBron James on your team. You got to have this. You got LeBron James on the team. You're guaranteed to go to the championship. But all of this stuff, they just say it.
How do you disprove it though? Because the guy did go to a million straight finals. He does have, although he lost 6, he did win 4. So he did kind of live in the finals for a good period of his career. So is it far-fetched for them to say that?
Yes, this is very much far-fetched, right? Because you lost more than you won, and that was what, 2018? You've been to the finals one time in the last decade.
True.
Almost a decade. It's literally almost been a decade. He only been to the finals one time, and that was at Disney World. That was literally at Disney World.
That's
literally
true.
Went on vacation. You went to Disney World.
So I'm guessing LeBron James is not in your top 2. Is he in your top 5?
He's not in my top 2. He's not in my top 5. But this is not, for the people, this is not a crime not to have LeBron James in the top 5 players ever.
Yes, it is.
Crime.
Yes, it is.
It's not a
for
crime.
LeBron James fans, it's an abomination for LeBron James.
Again,
fans. It is.
What's more different? Is there any difference between really 5 and 7? It's not that much of a difference. Those are similar players. Again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, LeBron James. You take one, give me whoever left. I'm going to be fine. You think I'm not going to be fine with Larry Bird? You think I'm not going to be fine with Kobe Bryant? I'm not going to be fine with Magic Johnson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? I'm going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to be perfectly fine. And my teams may smack your team.
That's true. That's true. But Coach J.O., you have to remember that you're dealing with a fan base who believes number 2 is an abomination because you're not calling him number 1. And what they're going to do for the rest of the show, they're going to continue to go on and talk about, who would they bench. Before we close out, because we're running up on the end of the time, Coach, out of those players on the list, you got Kobe, you got Mike, you got Kevin Durant, you got LeBron James, you got Shaq, you got Tim Duncan. Who goes to the bench on your list?
This might shock you. This might shock you.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Why Shaq?
Okay. if we want to talk again, we're going back to careers, like the career thing. KD's career can match up with everybody's careers for real. But the Shaq thing, like, let's just be real. Look at Shaq's career. Is Shaq's career really glamorous? Okay, the three straight Finals MVP, that puts him in an elite class. Let's give him that, right?
We'll give him that.
But his rebounding isn't high. His points per game isn't high. His MVPs isn't high. His all defensive teams isn't high. He's been an underachiever, if you want. Like, he's been swept more than any player in NBA history, him and Paul Gasol together. So let's just be real. Where's Shaq for his career? 24-10 or 24-12, something like that. That's not wow stats. It's not wow. It's really not.
Well, you said your answer. I would be shocked. I'm not shocked, actually. I can see why. I can see exactly why you would say that. I'm definitely not shocked.
Is Shaq a better player? Does Shaq have a better career than Tim Duncan?
Did Shaq have a better career than Tim Duncan? I'll say no.
Now, to Shaq's, I'm going to support Shaq here. That 3-year run that Shaq had from 01 to 02, I don't think no one in NBA history was more dominant. Well, let me take that back. I'm going to say from 2000 to 2001. I'm not going to go all the way to 2002. From those 2 years, 01 and 02, that was probably the most dominant player we've ever seen. 01 and 02. I mean, 2000, 2001.
I think Shaq from Orlando, even up into the first year in Miami, second year in Miami, was the most dominant player we've ever seen. I think that stretch was long. He wasn't winning still. He started to, get older, but that first year in Miami, Shaq was an MVP candidate. He probably should have won the MVP, actually.
How can you be so dominant and get swept so much, though?
I mean, it's a team game, right? And it's what LeBron say. That's his excuse.
But it is. But he's so dominant. How can you get swept like that? You're constantly getting swept.
Well, let's use Mike, right? He's killing the Celtics, dropping 63, get swept. Killing the Pistons, get put out.
Those teams were way different.
But no, I agree with you. I agree. I don't disagree. But the fact still remains, he got swept. Right? It's not on him as a player, because he delivered. But the team, matter of fact, Bill Russell is on record stating that if there was a player he would pay to watch, it would be Michael Jordan, right? He said, and he goes on to say, if they put a good team around him, because obviously no matter what the 2025 LeBron fans say now, obviously the team around Jordan was not good. If they put a good team around Jordan, according to Bill Russell, then they're going to be serious championship contenders. So the point is, Mike himself, he was just that. He was Mike, right? But you have the rest of the team. And if we're going to say that for Mike, even in Kobe's case in LA when they weren't making playoffs, but he was still top in the league. The team just wasn't there, and Kobe was frustrated behind that. So the same thing has to apply to Shaq.
Different. Shaq had all-stars on his team. Those teams were like top 2, top 3 seeds in the whole Western Conference. These are not Rudy Poop teams now.
What all-star?
Like Eddie Jones, Kobe Bryant.
They had a young Kobe. Was Kobe all-star then? Kobe didn't make his first
not a
all-star
perennial all-star, but he was that was more so a fan-voted thing then. But he had Eddie Jones. But he had enough to say, I'm not about to get swept. All right, you went
Nick
to the
Van
finals
Exel.
and got swept.
Yeah.
You got swept. He got swept in the finals.
That's true. In
the NBA finals, you don't get swept in the finals. I'm sorry, you just don't.
LeBron did. I'm just saying. LeBron did. So,
you can't get one game? You can't get one game.
Obviously not. Hey, listen, we're coming up to the end of the show, man. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. I actually look forward and like doing these reactions. I want to do more. Put your thoughts down in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Support the channel. Let's make this channel grow. Hey, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Even though I killed the ghost, there's still room to debate. And every sport is on the clock, who being labeled the grade. If you hungry for the smoke, then come and get you a plate. We just evaluate the game and we don't deal with the hate. Come tune into the show, cause we about to get into it.
Every sport has a GOAT.
But now it's time to prove it. Barbershop vibe saying what other shows couldn't. With a buyer Coach Scott, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. This ain't for the faint of heart. Tiger, Jordan, Messi or Babe Ruth, Brady, Serena, and Ali catch phase 2. Get your facts ready and no Wikipedia, cause ain't no off season here on Go Debate Media.